So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, whenever he does that, you know what yeah,
Why does it smell in here?
have you ever thought about, like, how, yeah, so I was like,
And then so Jamie asked me if we are doing the podcast last week, and I was just like,
Literally, he left me on red.
who is this?
New phone. Who am I not talking to? Who am I not
Who
going
did
to
I just
respond
block?
to? Would you like to explain yourself?
Yeah,
to
so
me?
we had Family Matters to attend to last week.
Yeah.
By Family Matters, I mean the TV show Family Matters.
Yeah,
We
not
had to watch.
actual personal
Yeah,
issues.
we didn't have any.
We were just watching
personal.
Family Matters.
Yeah, we just needed to watch that show real quick to get some inspiration.
To get our fix.
To
Our
get our
family
fix.
fix.
Since we can't watch The Bachelor, we're watching
Yeah.
Family Matters.
How have you been?
I've been swell.
Oh, that's a good word. Is it good enough for word of the day?
That is good.
Okay, sure. A
Good
little
word of the day.
simple. We know our audience is pretty simple mind. No, that's horrible to say. You guys are all very swell.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I wasn't talking to
Oh, never mind.
you. Have you done anything fun recently?
I've done a little this, a little that,
Okay.
little nature trips with
Okay.
the dogs,
Okay.
which I think is always nice.
Now, what does this entail? Is this just walks? Do you do like, do you give them like dog ice cream or something afterwards?
Yeah, I just let them like forage.
They forage for mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach them how to like forage for mushrooms, but they're just like
So you were on a date with your dogs, is what you're saying.
getting some mushrooms. The perfect date idea.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I
I'm
was
jealous.
practicing.
Yeah. Yeah, you were prepping. Because if you find, like, if anyone sees you doing that, they're like, oh, this guy must be, like, trying to, like, ask me on a date right now. He's like, he knows what I want to do. It's forage for mushrooms. Like, I'm so jealous of him right now. I want to join him and his
I know.
dogs.
Why am I not on a date?
And so
with
how
him
many
right
people said that to you?
now?
Just everyone that passed by?
Yeah, all the dogs. I assume that's what they said.
Yeah.
They were
Going wild. That's good. That sounds like a good outing.
It was pretty nice.
I'm jealous. I had a good experience today.
Just don't eat the mushrooms you find.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a warning.
Unless you either want to die or
Hallucinate.
you'll go out there. You'll be out
You'll
there.
be out there.
Can you find your way back though? Is the question.
That is scary.
I had a good experience today. No nature was involved, but I went to a Chinese restaurant with my brother and one of his friends. I was under the assumption that this was like a Chinese buffet. So
Classic Chinese buffet.
classic Chinese buffet, that itself did sound very enticing. I was like, okay, great. I've never been to this place before. And so I'm a little bit of a warm-blooded person. I just threw on like shorts and a t-shirt on the way there. Meaning I got dressed. Well, no, I meant before I left. And when we got there, I got a small inkling just from outside that I might be in a little bit of trouble because gourmet was in the name of the restaurant.
Whoa.
And so I got like a little bit, I was like, okay, that sounds good. But it's also like, I look down and see myself like wearing shorts. And I walk in and I'm further frightened because
Everyone's in tuxedos.
I got scared for probably like a good like 1.5 seconds because all of the like tables, the inside of the place was very nice. Like it had the like white tablecloths, and obviously that's all it takes to be like a fine dining place. But no, I was like, oh man, I actually might be underdressed. And then when the hostess comes up to help us and get us seated, she didn't say anything, so I was like, okay, I'm probably fine. And then the first table we passed by that had people in it, I saw a guy wearing a Michael Scott t-shirt, and I was like, okay, I'm all right. It was one of those like
people are
meme
here.
photos where it was like him doing like the like no scream.
Oh,
It was literally just his face doing the scream. I was like, okay, I got nothing to worry about.
That's perfect.
I'm fitting in.
I think you're overdressed, honestly.
Yeah, I think if I don't have a meme on my shirt, I need to get the hell out of there. No, that made me immediately feel better. I did get nervous though when I sat down and looked at the menu. First off, the only complaint I had is that they did not include the like drink menu on their like menu. So I know that
menu.
Yeah, that I didn't ever get.
Yeah.
That I never
Classic separate drink menu.
But I was like, this is something about me. This is a me personal thing. I don't like to ask a lot of questions at like restaurants. I feel like I'm bothering the waiter or waitress. I don't know. Is that just a me thing? Can you relate?
No,
Please
I don't.
relate. Please.
Especially if it's busy. I mean, if
It wasn't.
it wasn't. All right, that's maybe no. I would feel bad. I just like to order my food like in one go without
Yes.
having to ask.
I
or
didn't want to.
hesitate.
I didn't want to ask any questions. And when our waitress came over, she brought waters with her, and so I was like, okay, that's fine. But then like, I was looking at the menu, and everything on it did not have like a description either. Like,
Nice.
and so I wanted to be a little adventurous and try something like that I know, like, because they had like orange chicken, like beef
That is
and
pretty
broccoli and
adventurous.
stuff like that. And so I'm like, I don't want to be
Go
like the
with-
guy,
yeah.
and it's like this is like a gourmet. Like this was like a nice place. I don't want to be the guy there and just like, can I get the fucking orange chicken
The orange
with a
chicken.
side of like rice? I mean, I did get rice.
Yeah.
But
No, of course you
I
gotta get
wanted,
rice.
but so some of the stuff did have like different names, and they also had right next to the name of it in English, they also had it in Chinese.
That helps.
Yeah, that I was like, okay, I know what this is.
Now I understand.
No, but like none of it had any descriptions, and I was like, oh, my anxiety is like building right now. Oh, I'm feeling the urge to like ask questions, and I hate that. I
Yeah.
hate that urge.
Or making me ask.
But when she was taking the order, I ultimately did panic. I was like, I can't do this. Because when she did start speaking, she did have like a pretty thick Chinese accent. And so this is a me thing. I did struggle to like understand her. And so like she was just asking my brother when he was ordering like
She said
like-
the orange chicken, am I wrong?
she's like 3 orders of orange chicken, right? Or no, when his friend was ordering, he wanted an appetizer of like the egg rolls, and she was like, egg rolls or an egg roll already comes with your entree, and he was like, oh, well, can I get more? And I was like, oh my god, dude, please.
This guy likes his egg rolls.
Yeah. And she was like, okay, yes, you want extra? And he was like, yes, please. I'm like, dude, this guy's about to eat like 6 egg rolls himself. Because I'm not a big egg roll guy.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I enjoyed the one that I got with
spring
mine.
rolls a little more.
What does that mean?
It just has different things in it.
Okay,
No
cool.
eggs.
No egg. But when she got to me, the first thing she asked me, I immediately did not understand. And I did the classic.
Yes.
I'm not gonna like acknowledge what you just said. I'm just gonna order my. I felt so embarrassed, dude. Like, I don't, because she immediately just like after I said it, she was like, okay, like, and like she like sort of. I think she acknowledged that probably I didn't understand what she said. She was like, okay. I ended up getting like spicy honey chicken, which was very good. I'm glad I got it.
That does sound good.
But it's like, okay, I know what this is gonna be. It was just like I could feel like if I was like witnessing someone doing this, like if I was witnessing someone being like me, I would be judging them.
You're being judged by how you can interact with waitresses.
Yeah.
You can't understand.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the only judgment there was from myself, just judging me.
That's the most critical judge.
Yeah. Well, it was tough.
That's the hardest judge.
And it took probably a good 5 minutes for me to like feel not like upset at myself. Like, why couldn't you just like ask like what comes, or like what is the other thing that you wanted to get, like what a description of it. Just yeah. But we got our food. It was all very good, and I wanted to pay because I recently got a new credit card, and they have one of their deals for like, it was, I think the one that I got is like, if you spend $500 within the first 90 days, you get like 200 cash rewards back.
Whoa, that's
So I was doing a little guy math where I was like, oh, I'm getting $200 free dollars. This $200 is free.
Yeah.
Like, you're giving me $200.
All you have to do is spend more.
All you have to do is spend 500. I mean, yeah, I probably did think that when I first got the card, but after like taking literally a second to think about it, I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. They're tricking me right now. No, I mean, it did limit me to like I'm not going to go out and like spend money on stuff that I wouldn't.
recklessly.
Yeah. So I'm not going to spend it just to reach the like 500, but I only needed like to spend 100 more anyways. And so I was like, I got this, boys. I got this.
It's on me tonight.
And I got the bill. And as we were finishing up, I was looking over at one of the tables near us. It was this table of probably about like 7 or 8 older women. And they were finishing up. They had already gotten like a bunch of to-go boxes. And one of the women sitting at the end that I could see had next to her on the ground a plastic bag that I think had 2 like regular sized like to-go boxes in it. And then one like really small, like the size of my hand to-go box. And she had it like next to her on the floor. And she went to grab to pull it closer to her, but she did not grab the handles. She reached all the way over to the other side of the bag
The scoop.
to scoop it from the base to pull it closer to her. Now, I'm not a physicist here. I don't understand. I feel like I have a basic understanding of physics, which is if those things aren't stacked like perfectly balanced as all things should
together,
be,
yeah.
then there's a chance they're going to fall over, which they did. And the small box fell completely out of the bag onto the floor and spilled open.
Oh, no.
Inside the small little box it looked like wontons, like the crispy wontons, and fried rice. There was an issue here. Because when this happened, it spilled out. It was carpet flooring. I don't know if to me, that's worse. I feel like it is much harder to keep like carpet clean compared to like a hard floor or like tile. You know, you can just like dump like a bucket of like sanitizer on like a hardwood floor and just like squeegee it out of there and you're
It's
good.
like brand new.
No, you can't. Like carpet, it's like, oh, you want some
Call
like
Stanley steamers or something like that.
You want like crumbs and bacteria from like 8 months ago seeping into your food? I got you. No, but that was a little bit weird too. I like didn't notice it until that happened. I was like, wait, this is carpet flooring inside a restaurant. Is that normal?
For fancy restaurants.
Okay, sure.
Sure, I guess. They usually have like a light carpet, but it's like thin. Was this like a thick?
It was not like a shag carpet or anything. It was like, yeah.
Very thin.
I was very much amused by this happening. I was like, okay, this is funny. I'm glad it's not me. I very quickly became mortified. First by her order of operations. A little math.
She didn't do the pin toss, right?
Yeah, she did not do
PEMDAS.
PEMDAS. She decided first to.
She tried to subtract it before dividing. Classic.
Yeah, she did. She didn't do parentheses first. She decided to first
Rub it in.
grab the boxes that were still in the bag. One of them had like tilted over. It was not. It was still in the bag. It was still closed. Nothing was spilling. She first decided to fix that box, stack it back on the other one. This time, grab the bag by the handles and pull it closer. Before then deciding to still yet again not do anything with the food, grab the small box, put it back in the bag, opened, and then full hand grabbed the wontons and a full handful. I'm not talking about she used her like fingers to grab no, she full palmed it.
Whoa.
She went hand to the entire pile of food that was on the ground and just grabbed a handful and put it back in the box and closed it.
Oh my god, that's yummy. That's extra seasoning there.
I got scarred when I saw that. I got scarred and scared because I was
I don't
like,
think I'm ever eating again.
This person leads a completely different life from me. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I wouldn't consider myself a germaphobe or like hypochondriac. I would say I am more particular with my food.
Yeah, the germs are afraid of me more than I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Chuck Norris, calm down.
Yeah, no, I definitely get weirded out with.
I will say,
even being near things that are unsanitary.
I completely agree with you. It's funny because I could probably drop certain items of food on the floor at my house, whether it's carpeting or whatever, and probably pick it back up and eat it. There's very specific limitations I have. It has to be like a dry food. If it has sauce or if it's like, I don't know, I don't think wet is a good way to describe it, but I'm sure if it's like sauce or something that would absorb or get a lot of stuff on it when it falls, that's going in the trash immediately.
That's it.
But like, I don't know, if I drop like a piece of popcorn on the floor, I could pick it up and like eat it. And that wouldn't bother me. Now, if that happened at a movie theater, I'm sliding that bitch right under the seat.
Yeah, I'm taking that to the next
Dude,
person.
even like if I just drop it into my lap and it touches the chair, I don't eat it again.
Definitely
even if it's for like a second, I'm like, I just brush it onto the floor.
Because at least they clean the floors sometimes.
Yeah.
The chairs.
The chairs, I don't even.
Those things are never getting cleaned.
I really would. I want to like interview like a movie theater like worker, and the dying question I have is like, you got to tell me how often like those chairs are cleaned. If it's not
like when we get the new ones.
Yeah, when we get to like they upgrade to the new chairs like every like 10 years. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was this was a great experience. I do think that like I didn't get dessert, but that like watching that lady commit that atrocity was sweet enough for me.
Yeah, that was enough.
It was great.
Your appetite.
Yeah, I'm glad I had already eaten.
Then you threw up right after.
Yeah, I immediately threw up.
And she's.
I just like, I really was puzzled because if I were to try to salvage any of the food, you go for the food first. You play the 5-second rule. She played the like 12.5-second rule.
She knew she had time. Like, I got time before the germs get on the food.
And the funny thing is too is like I said, there was like rice in there too. So even though she did full palm it, she full palmed the food. She still left like a good pile of rice on the floor, which. And I don't think she said anything either. So it's like, okay, it's a surprise for the next person that sits in that seat. They get a little, that's their appetizer. Yeah. It's like, you get some floor rice.
She's leaving some for the next people.
Yeah, that's very generous of you. Thank you. It was great. I do want to go there again. I think I want to have a bit more bravery and be like, hey, this other food that sounds really good, can I ask what's in it? So I don't be the guy that orders orange chicken. Yeah.
I think I'll get orange chicken if I go there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it is very good.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just like, this isn't a Panda Express. This is gourmet. This is like you either wear a tuxedo or a Michael Scott shirt.
Yeah. It's one of those restaurants.
There is no in between. There is no in between.
It's either dressed up or very dressed up.
Exactly. I don't even know where he got that shirt either, because like as far as like the office shirts, you know, I see the like Dunder Mifflin one,
yeah, paper
sold in
company.
stores or whatever, yeah, or maybe like, no, that's really the only. I'm curious. It didn't even have any wording on it. It was literally, I knew the scene. It was the scene where he's screaming no at Toby, but it's like it didn't even have like no on it. There was literally just his face. I was like, all right, this is great.
That's all you need.
Put me at that guy's table. I don't know. Have you had any experiences like that? I feel like maybe was I overthinking that experience and myself? How would you rate my performance at lunch out of 10?
Let's see. I'll give you a solid 8.
Oh, I would go give myself only like a 6.
Oh, I thought we were doing reverse. 10 was the worst.
Okay.
No, I feel it's fine. It's good to be considerate of the waitresses, but like you can.
I was like,
because if you know it's hard to understand her, and you're gonna ask her.
Yeah, I didn't want to make
what's in here, and she tells you, and you still have no idea.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure she kind of could tell I didn't understand her very well, because like when I basically just ignored something that she said because I didn't understand it, she was like, "Okay, it's one of those." Yeah. She was probably, oh man, yeah. I'm overthinking. I don't want to have PTSD right now.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
Have you ever,
especially if you found something else you wanted? If you didn't, and you were like forced to either ask or get something you really didn't want.
Yeah. Well, and they had a very big menu too. That like a lot of stuff seemed very intriguing. I want to go back though. I want to redeem myself. A redemption story.
I'm going to ask her every single item on the menu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going in no fear. I need you to recite the entire menu and the description to me.
I'll do a taste test of every single food.
Well, because you've worked in a restaurant, right? Or food place.
I've made some food.
Have you experienced any like bad or like weird? Because we've both been on the other side of it where we've been the employee. But yeah, have you gotten any like weirdos or like people who are just like completely like pain in the ass?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I got a recent one, but I'll let you go first.
Okay, so I got a customer. And they first off announced.
Bro, you know this is going to be funny. You just laughed before you even started saying it. We know it's going to be. Bro, it better be good. This better be a good story.
It's not going to be funny now. So she announced that this is her first time.
Oh God.
In the store, and that she's ready to be impressed or something like. I mean, it was some comment like
Bro,
that.
You should have clapped when she said that.
Woo! So I rolled out the red carpet for her.
Okay, yeah. Took her photo, put it on the wall.
Get it signed. And then it's one of those places where you make your own food, or like you decide what's on it. It was Jersey Mike's. So
okay, yeah. Sandwich place, yeah, sandwich.
So she was wanting like a ton of extra stuff, like extra double meat. We add extra meat, but if for double is 2 extra meats. So she got 2 extra meats, like 2 extra cheeses. She was like,
"Now, do you charge extra for this?"
Yeah, we do.
I bet you told her, and I can already see like where this is going. Okay.
Yeah. So she was making like a horrendous sandwich.
Oh like, my gosh!
If you wanted to have a good time here, you should have just like ordered the pre-made ones. Like you better be an advanced customer to do something like that. But anyway, so she got to the ends, and then I told her the price.
Oh my gosh!
And she was flipping out. She was like, "What the frick is this?
What the flip, dude?
flip? This is not how much it should cost."
I'm like, oh, because you've dined here, but you've eaten here before,
because
right?
you
You
know.
would know.
Because you have the experience. Like, I know. And, she did mention Subway, which is pretty funny. She's like, "I go to Subway."
It's like, okay, here's better food. Here's a
belong at
little
Subway.
information check for you. Better food typically costs more.
But she didn't know that. So
She's eating rice off the floor. That's what
I
she's
know.
used to.
So this is probably worse food for her. She needs to go back to Subway. But so she then she argued for a good like 5 to 10 minutes.
With you?
Yeah, with me. And then I had to get the manager. And then they're like, yeah. Well, because she was saying like when I got it, they didn't tell me it was gonna cost this much. It was gonna cost. She thought like, oh, I'm gonna get double meat, and they're only gonna charge an extra meat.
Guys, I found the loophole.
I found
you
the
just
loophole.
asked for more.
And they
They
have to give it to you.
have to give it to you. Trust me, it won't cost anything extra.
That was pretty classic. So
Did she
I got a
end up
free
paying?
sandwich. No, she left.
Oh,
With
you
that.
got the sandwich.
Well, actually, no. Now that I'm remembering it, the next customer said she'll take the sandwich, which was very nice.
But she didn't want to pay for it.
She didn't. She didn't. No, she said she will pay for it. So I
That
actually,
actually is nice.
I gave it to her without the charges of extra meat. So just a normal price sandwich.
Vic the gentleman.
I know, since it was so nice, because it was probably gonna go in the trash. I was like, I was
Trash is code for your stomach.
for my stomach.
Yeah.
The trash hole, the gutter.
Does that ever happen often? Like, to people, is there other instances of like people ordering stuff then not wanting to like pay for it, or is that like a one-time thing? Because I got people arguing
Yeah.
about the price of
can-
food, and I'm like,
I don't think-
listen, the menu that you just ordered from is in front of you right now. Guess what? It has the name of the food. There is a little number next to it. That is the price. That is what this item costs. You just look at it. You just
It's
look
all
at
there.
it,
Everything you
and
need.
it'll tell you how much it costs.
Yeah.
All right, good work.
That is pretty. So I've had people do that before, but never like not pay for it.
So she just walked out.
Yeah.
Do you think that she feels like she won?
I think she probably does. Like, I got their asses. They just made me a sandwich and I didn't pay for it.
I beat Jersey Mike's. I beat Jersey Mike's my first time going there. They can't beat me. I ordered a sandwich, didn't pay for it. Oh, how was it? I didn't eat it.
Horrible. I didn't have it.
Yeah, that's have you, okay. This is probably a little bit of a gross question. Have you ever gotten like people, or have you personally, like seen food that is unfinished, but you're like, it wasn't touched enough. It's still good. I can finish that off. Because there's like multiple sizes of sandwich, right? If someone orders like a big one, you're like, oh, they didn't even touch the second half of it. I'll take that. I'm really hoping.
No, but I would have.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
Well, if it's like the other half that wasn't touched at all, that was cut separate from where they.
Okay. What if there was like, what if you were watching them eat it? Because I'm sure you totally do that.
Yeah,
What
just
if-
stare at them eating.
What if you were watching them as they ate it, and you watched them like touch or like pick up the other half, but like they went in for a bite but didn't take it, and they put it back down? Would you still eat it?
And spit on it.
They just take the bread off, spit in the middle. I mean, how
Potentially.
low would you go?
But
for
like
some
there are so
nourishment,
many
sustenance.
there's so many subs that were discarded because they were like made wrong or had the wrong ingredients. So there was just
How
like,
many times did you do that on purpose to get a sandwich?
Dude, I didn't need to do it on purpose. There's just so many.
You just
That's
like
just
fucked up
that-
that many times on
That's how
accident.
many No, I never messed them up, of course.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I believe you.
But there was an abundance of sandwiches.
Big word,
Free
good job.
Sammys. But
That-
if there wasn't, if it was like a fancy restaurant, there was like half a steak, I might
Ooh.
think of that.
Yeah, I might. Even if it was eaten off of, I might.
If it's if it's a nice one.
If it's like they get like, if we're talking about like a steakhouse or something, they get like a nice steak and eat like 3/4 of it, believe like, a couple bites, I'd be like, pocket that for later. That's like, thank you for like my second tip, basically.
They tip the rest of the food.
Yeah, your tip is like our leftovers. I think the most recent bad encounter, which I hate to say was bad because like the guy who did this to me, I fully hold it against him even though it was my fault. And he was nice the entire time. There was a deal going on at the place I work at where if you buy for every $50, I think it was, or something like that, worth of gift cards, you would get an additional 2 $10 gift cards. So basically, if you got $50 gift card, you would get 2 extra $10 ones. So if you get 100, you would get 4.
That's free money there.
It is free money. This guy was like, I'm paying 50 and I get a free 20. This time it actually is kind of like that. Yeah. It's not my thinking. He ordered, or he bought $500 worth of gift cards.
Whoa.
Now, if anyone here is good at math, I'm looking at you. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. No one else is in this room? All right. Good work. Just break it down to $50 would be 2 cards. $100 would be 4. 4 times 5 is 20 additional cards. He wanted the card. Luckily, all the actual gift cards he got were just $50, so he didn't make it like annoying. Like, can I get like 10 of the cards with only like $12 on them or something? No, it was like $50. So either way, he got what would that be? 30 cards total.
Wow.
Because he got 10 $50 cards. Mm-hmm. And then he got an additional 20 $10 cards. And I was like, I immediately hated this guy.
Yeah.
Even though he was, again, very nice, smile on his face the entire time. I was like, you better wipe that smile off your face after telling me you want $500 worth of gift cards. Because the annoying thing is that you have to input the price or the amount for each card.
A lot of manual work.
And then activate each of them. And then as I was doing it, in the middle of it, he was like, oh, can I get 2 of the, can I make sure that the bonus ones are like the 2 separate ones for each $50? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you have like the 2 different designs for it. And like, do they have different activation dates? And I was like, yeah, but like one of them is like sooner. You can use it sooner. The other ones, it's like you use it later. It's like a month or 2 away before it can even be used. So I've been like giving you the ones that you can use sooner. And he's like, could I actually please get like the different ones for each $50? And I was like, so you want one of each for every 50? So I had to go back already. I'd already put in like 5 cards. And I had to delete them all and start over. And so he was like, there should be like 10 of each card, right? And I was like, yeah. This is my fault. I didn't do I didn't really count them out as I was going. I was kind of just swiping them as I go. By the end of it, I got the $500 on there, and then I put all of the separate ones on there as well. It took me like 5 minutes alone just to do that. It's very annoying.
Wow, yeah.
This guy's complaining about his job swiping cards. By the end of it, I finished. I was literally thinking in my head, I'm like, please, for the love of God, let me have gotten them right. Please let there be 10 and 10. I hand him over to him. And I was like, oh, are you going to pay with cash or card? And he like hands me his credit card without even looking at me. And he immediately goes to start counting up all of the cards. And I was like, fuck,
Why?
dude, please don't do that in front
Wait,
of
let
me.
me check your work real quick.
And he's mixing them all together, or like he's putting them down on the like table right in front of him. And then he finally like asked me, "Hey, I think I got 9 of this one and 11 of the other." And I was like, "Oh my fucking god, please!"
Oh.
He's like, "Do you think I could swap out one of these for one of the other ones?" I was like, yeah.
Sorry, that's not possible.
It's see the thing is like, oh, that sounds easy, right?
In principle. Yeah,
But on
for
our
the
machine, we have
yeah.
to deactivate one of them because they've all been swiped and activated now. After he has manhandled all of the cards and mixed them all together, I don't know which one, if I deactivate it, which
it
one
would
I'm deactivating. So I'm not going to just like deactivate a random card and then like, I could have,
Right.
if I was like over it. But he even said, he was like, "Oh, wait a second, you don't know like which one you'd be like doing." I was like, "Oh, fuck, I
Nice.
almost wish you didn't like know that because I could have like."
Just
But I don't
done
want to
it,
scream.
right.
Yeah. But so then I like take one of the cards and I like swipe it to see the like
Balance.
the number that card is for, and I could see it on the screen. And then I took that one off and I swiped a new one and it gave me an error immediately. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be one of these. It's gonna be one." Again, this isn't this guy's fault. This is my fault for not counting and being like, I don't know.
Yeah, but that is a wild request. I think that's too much to request.
And the
Request
thing
all
is that after this mistake, I was trying to figure it out and trying to go back and like take the one that I had scanned to like figure out which one I would be taking off and take it off and put a new one on. Kept giving me errors. It was probably another like 5-6 minutes before I was like, "Hold on, let me just go grab one of my managers to see if they can like approve it or like get it working." And she comes over to help, and I'm just watching her try everything that I did, and she's like, "Oh, I think you're just gonna have to do it all over again." I was like, I think someone else was like asking me something.
I need it elsewhere.
I'm needed else. It was bad, and she was like, "Oh," I didn't say that, but she was like, "Oh, hold on, you're probably busy. I guess I can help him out." She ended up having to delete the entire thing and do it all over again, and this is where I do have a little bit of judgment for the guy, where I would be like, if I was him, I would personally just take what I got. I was off by one.
One card.
He got the correct amount of cards. It was just like he had one more of the like activated
Give me one
dates
red
that he
card and
didn't.
I want a yellow card.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
That doesn't even make any sense with the dates. So why would you want does it expire? Why would you want the later date?
I think we're good for 2 months, but the one that the one of them started like the start of the next month, and the other one started like 2 months later. I was like, why do you want so many of the one that starts like you can't use for another like 2 months, and they're good for like 2 months? So like you get the one that you can use like in like 3 weeks from now, and it will be good for 2 months. You can use it like so in that other time. This is me just complaining right now. This is like
no,
Jamie complains.
I
hate to be like this.
Outback for the entire next year. I need to pay for my Outback for a year.
Yeah. I mean, it was
to get like, $40 off.
Yeah, it was frustrating, and ultimately I didn't even have to deal with it.
That is good. That is the perfect situation.
Once I called my manager over, she kind of took over.
That's why the managers get paid more, because they have to deal with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, that is true.
An
That makes
annoying
me feel
customer,
better.
yeah.
And again, I hate to be mad at the guy because he really was nice. And the thing that
That's
annoyed
probably
me
the
more,
worst
and the most annoying thing was in the moment he kept asking me, trying to help me. He was like, "Oh, what if you tried doing it like?" And I was like,
Oh God, backseat driving.
yeah, that's what it felt like again. But he kept a good attitude the entire time, and even by the end of it, which was probably like at least minimum a 15-minute process, was still smiling. I was like, I would pay to have this guy's like patience right now, because I was getting annoyed after like the first like 20 seconds.
I hope this guy gets robbed on the way.
Yeah. Oh god. I'm not gonna go that low.
No.
I did feel bad about being angry about it, but
No, you shouldn't.
No,
Put
I
the
shouldn't.
anger in.
this guy is too like I'm talking about myself when I say this guy is like too good to, he's complaining about his job where all he has to do is like swipe cards. He's complaining about swiping cards. Yeah, I don't know. Like he wasn't crazy, you know, like your experience. I guess I'd still rather have him. Although yours sounded like more exciting.
Yeah.
Like I'd get a thrill from that. I could like go home afterwards and say I got into a fight, and people wouldn't like. I could technically say I got into a fight, you know.
A verbal fist fight.
Yeah. As long as you don't say what actually happened, technically you were in a fight. Restaurants are so weird, though, man. I mean,
Yeah, what's the
so
deal?
many weird. What's the deal with restaurants? I mean, because now from like a customer standpoint, what is your main like? How do you do you judge other people who like go in to like restaurants? Because like, you know, like how you treat the like staff and stuff. Like, are you actually observant of like other people?
Yeah, I am definitely now.
Yeah. I feel more for like the workers as well. Because there's so many like weird people, very like inconsiderate people.
Yeah.
I'd say like, I mean, you literally brought up before we started recording last time we went to this breakfast place. Our waitress was, I don't know where she was from. Hispanic.
Yeah,
We'll just say that. But she had like a name that I forget. At the name again, I probably would have forgotten.
She did have a thick accent. That's why it was
She did
hard
have a
to-
thick accent
to
as
hear
well.
it, and it was also a very like Spanish Latina name, so not one I'd heard before.
And we were sitting next to some older guys in the table.
Older
next-
white men, yeah.
Older white men. They are like, there's got to be a stereotype for them now.
Boomers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're proving it right. At least these guys did. I mean, they said a couple weird things. I think the first one was like, they were being very overly nice to the waitress, but in like the creepy way.
In a weird way.
In the creepy, weird old guy way.
The weird old guy way. I remember him asking like, "Where are you from? Where are you? Where are you?"
Oh yeah, no, he said, "What are you?"
Oh, that's right.
My
Oh,
gosh.
What are you?
What are you?
I remember it was like in a very offensive way of asking
Like,
that
yeah.
question.
I immediately understand what he meant, but I was like, dude, this guy thinks he's in the like zoo right
I
now.
know.
What am I looking at? What are you? Yeah, that was like
Pretty bad.
that was not fun to like be next to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't associate us whiteys with them.
And then like they both, or at least the one who said that, kept giving her, like calling her little like nicknames like honey stuff, which I think you can get away with to a certain degree with like that, but
Depending.
you got to be like a Gary level
Yeah.
to like do this.
You got to be like charismatic.
If you're wearing like a MAGA hat, you can like do this. No, I don't think he was, but he was.
Probably.
Oh, I'm sure he had it like
probably
stashed in
was.
his car or like.
He's wearing the socks.
Yeah, maybe. It was just very. It was very uncomfortable to be next to. It's like. Luckily, I don't think there was like any like touching, which is like the point
that's
where
the
it's like,
word,
oh
yeah.
gosh, oh my gosh, she's like fully getting like harassed right now.
Yeah.
I did notice that she came by our table like a total of like 3 or 4 times more than that one. 'Cause she was like, "Fuck those guys. I don't."
Don't blame her at all.
I was like, we were literally like right next to those dudes. There was the next table over, and she was like, that made me feel good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
Like, do you know those people? Like, yeah, that's our grandparents.
Yeah.
We apologize.
I felt so bad. For them, I ended up tipping her like extra.
Yeah,
Like I felt
they're not tipping.
secondhand like embarrassment from those guys, regardless of what. Hey, maybe they're wealthy and maybe they're like, oh, I got some like, whatever to like try to show off or impress her. They'll like tip her more. But it's like
Right.
the only thing she will respect out of that is like you make it less pain. This is making it not quite as like painful to have gone through that. If you like,
Yeah, you at least get a reward.
yeah,
for it.
it's like
you get rewarded.
you get rewarded for like being like basically harassed by old white dudes. It's not worth it. Nothing's
Not
worth it.
worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt so bad, dude. I tipped her extra. What is your like? Do you have a certain protocol when it comes to like tipping? I know that's probably a big subject that
Yeah.
people feel differently about.
I demand 100% tip. But
You need to match whatever your bill was, and I never order like less than $50. No.
That's what I need. No, I feel like I definitely tip way more now.
Now that like we have both experienced working on the other side, and what a lot of the issues that restaurant workers can go through.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth it
Yeah. And
for them.
so I don't think is there anything that could actually cause you to not tip at all?
If I have to do all the work.
Now, what does that mean? Because I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, like there is this one restaurant where I go to where you order on the tab, like a big tablet,
Okay.
and then it asks.
Is this more of a fast food place or is this like a sit down?
It is a sit down,
That is wild.
which is pretty weird.
That is wild.
It's not fancy, but it is a sit down restaurant.
Okay.
And you do they do have one kiosk open, but it's only if it's like super busy. I've never been there that busy, so I always
Right.
use the tablet, and then it asks for a tip. And
Am I tipping the computer that just took my
computer.
order?
I know, like, who am I tipping here?
I'll give him like an extra gig of RAM or something.
I'll wipe the screen off.
Yeah, I'll polish the screen real quick.
So that
I'll
don't
swipe
tip.
my credit card nice and slow so he feels better.
Yeah. Dude, I'll make sure he feels real nice. I'll talk nice to him. Like, you're doing a good job. Pet the screen.
All right, you're sounding very old and white right now.
I asked, like, what are you?
What are you?
Some type of technology.
What is this? Yeah, I think I would have to actually feel offended to not leave like a tip. If we're talking
To a
about
person,
where you
yeah.
get legit service,
Definitely.
because even if they aren't like the most attentive, like maybe they don't ask you about refills or like if I need to bring it up, I don't feel as bad or like angry because again, I know like they're probably dealing with multiple different, however many different tables. They could have so many other things they're focusing on. It can get busy and you can get overwhelmed. And so that doesn't take it away. But I think if I were to like feel like judged or insulted, it might be like, I don't know.
I'll tip you some more.
I'll tip you more. I respect your like
respect
willingness
your
to
honesty.
like, I'm in charge of like, it's up to me how much money I give you and you like talk down to me. I respect that. I'm trying to think if I've ever experienced something like that. I don't think
Yeah.
nothing that extreme.
I've not.
The most
experienced that.
like recent thing I've noticed is like I had a server take my order. I was again with my brother, I think, and he did not look at me when he was like speaking at me. And I'm not talking about like he was like looking at his notepad or whatever to write the order down. He was just looking forward. I actually think that guy might have been a robot too. There, it was just weird. I don't know. Like he was standing at the table. He was like, "Hey, how you guys doing? What can I get started for you?" And he didn't look at me once. Like, I need you to acknowledge me. I need your approval right now from random server. This guy's.
Oh God! Dude,
Can't even look at me.
That is very strange.
Yeah, it honestly, again, this one I actually did kind of. It was more amusing than like I didn't find it offensive or upset. I was just like the fact that I noticed it though. I was like, all right, this is pretty good. This is great. This is like entertaining.
Did he have a walking stick by chance? Was he blind?
Yeah, no, that's like what it seemed like. I was like, is he? Dude, am I too ugly for him to look at? Was it really that bad?
He said, "Sorry, I have to look this way so I don't puke."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that's more of a good memory, I actually think. Yeah, I don't have any offended customer personal stories.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, better to keep it that way. I don't want to. As much as those like crazy stories are fun, like and entertaining, I was about to say they're not worth it, but like sometimes they're worth it. Sometimes they're pretty good.
They're not fun to go through though.
Yeah, sort of like a good like breakup or a bad breakup. It's like
this is horrible.
It's horrible, but it's like maybe a couple months from now it'll be like.
Now I have a story to tell.
Now I got a good story to tell. That is like how it goes. Like a lot of memorable stuff is like either super good or super bad. You know, you remember like
that is a good movie.
Some best moments of your life and some worst moments of your life. Either way, they make for a good story. All right, tell me the worst thing. What are all of your worst
traumatizing experience story?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it healthy? Like thinking back, like if we're talking about like breakups or something, is it healthy, do you think, to look back at them and know like in the moment it was like difficult or you were struggling, but now like you think back and it's just like, it's pretty fucking funny.
Pretty good. Yeah, no, that's the
like,
only healthy thing to do.
I do worry to some level. Is it like, have you not fully like dealt with it? Like, are you refusing to cope? You're just like, oh, I'll just laugh at it instead. Because
that is a form of coping.
Yes. I agree with that.
But if you do it to an extreme.
Because I don't want to say I'm refusing to like deal with it or not, because most of like any of those experiences probably did mess me up for a while, and like it did like hurt to even like talk about it at that time.
Right.
You know, it was like breakups, losing a family member or anything like that. It's like that's not something you want to talk about. Right. Although I don't think I would ever laugh about losing a family member. At least I would hope not. But breakups, it's just like, I mean, if you can have some sense of like some positive something positive come from it, even if it is just like a good story,
just good laugh, time you close your eyes,
instead of crying,
you laugh.
Oh, I'm laughing so hard that tears are coming out. No, I mean, I feel like at least for ones that I do kind of think of like that, it's not just because like I don't want to deal with it. It is like, man, that is kind of like crazy that happened or I went through that. It's like, and some of them are like weird. It's like, all right. Nice. Gotta tell someone about this.
Make a joke about it on a podcast.
Yeah. What else is going on? Our special guest making an appearance not tonight.
He was here. He was watching us do the podcast.
He was watching us. No, he will be on.
He will.
At some point. Oh, it'll happen.
Surely he'll
It
be
will
on.
happen. You better believe it.
He will definitely
He's taking
be on.
over. I mean, do we know?
Whoa.
Do we know? I think he knows. I mean, I think she knows. I don't
Who knows?
want to spoil it. I think I've spoiled it.
All right. Yeah, it's canceled.
Yeah,
They're not
because they
coming
know
on.
who it is for sure. They know.
know.
Just because I said he, they know who it is.
That narrowed it down
Yeah.
to half the
To like
population.
4 billion. He is
He would definitely be on when he is on.
when he's on, you'll know it.
You will know.
All right, I'm spent. That's all I got. That's such a gross thing to say. Is that something that
spent
people
all
say
my
after like
attention.
sex? I'm spent.
I think that's what like old businessmen
Oh God.
say.
Thanks, honey. I'm spent. Oh God. We know that he was. Oh God. I can't. I'm not even gonna make that joke.
All right, I'm spent as well.
Yeah, I'm spent. That's all I got for today. You're lucky you got that out of me.
That's all the time we have today. Folks.
Folks. I'm gonna start using folks more.
Yeah, we do a little folking.
Oh, man. Brought this girl home and we totally folked.
Brought this folk home. This bloke. I think that's better.
Yeah. Yeah, start saying that. People are gonna have a lot of questions for you. Today is Thursday. We got 4 more days of suffering before our tennis king saves us.
Before he serves.
He serves us up a wonderful season where he gets an ace and something else. Do you have any other tennis references?
He does not play singles anymore. Hopefully.
Oh, hopefully he's not playing. Oh, that's good. Hopefully he's not playing singles. Yeah, Monday night after football. No, they don't have football's over. No, football's still going.
Yeah, it is on.
Yeah,
I'll be watching.
Joey will be there.
He better be. He's the linebacker.
I am excited. It's been a painful countdown. Oh, the pain has been real.
Oh, every day I wake up in pain. Where's my Joey?
He's with some beautiful.
He's with other girls.
He was dancing with other girls. I hate it. We will be here. Actually, we will be there because we were invited. Just ask Joey; he'll tell you.
Yeah, he knows that.
Ask Jesse.
He knows.
The J boys, Joey and Jesse. They know. Oh, they know. Do you have any closing remarks? Hold on a second. I don't think we ever said our names. I think we have to start over from the very beginning. So I went to this Chinese. Oh wait, I still didn't say my name. I'm literally.
Oh, who are you again? Are you Vic or Jamie?
You know, I forget sometimes. I look at you and it's like looking at the mirror.
I
I
know.
feel like Vamy or something. Chick.
I'm Jackie's Vamy.
This has been like literally
A podcast.
about The Bachelor. Now I know what you're thinking. Bachelor's not going on right now.
Why are these guys on? man?
Why? They're not
Why am I
allowed to be
listening
on.
to
Get
this?
them off the air.
Cut their mics.
Believe it or not, we have the capability of talking about stuff that is not The Bachelor. I know. It blows your mind.
I
It
know.
blows my mind too. It for a
Even how
while.
poorly it is done. We still are able to do it.
Oh, we may not guarantee quality, but we guarantee it will be there. It will happen.
exist. It will happen.
It's a struggle. When we aren't watching it, people may think we have nothing to talk about. Like we just stare at each other all day.
But that is what we do.
That is what we do.
For the
But
podcast. So they're right.
yeah,
They're right.
the only time we actually get to speak to each other is when we're recording. So as soon as we hit stop, I'm staring into his eyes,
I ain't
gazing,
saying anything.
but I refuse to speak.
Yeah, it could ruin the next podcast.
Yeah. You can find us on certain platforms, starting with literally one word on YouTube. Now, one word is not part of the title. How many times have I had to tell him, Vic?
But you had to say it a lot.
I've had to say it a lot.
Almost every time.
I think almost every time. It's one word that is not part of the. It's literally
No spaces.
No spaces. One word on the tube of YouTube.
But everywhere else, it's 3 words.
Everywhere else is literally 3 words. Yes,
We did this
there is
intentionally.
spaces
So
to make it as annoying as possible for
to
you.
make it confusing, so only quality listeners would listen to
Yeah,
us,
yeah. We only need the diehards.
who don't know grammar.
Yeah,
They're like,
they're like,
I oh, but I don't know what a space is. One word. We're also on Apple, Google, Podbean,
Spotify.
Spotify,
What's the other one? Pandora.
iHeartRadio, FM radio, AM radio.
Sirius XM. No.
That would be good.
Cast something.
Podcast.
Sure, podcast. Yeah.
Dot cast.
Just search us
Dot
up
literally.
on Google,
Yahoo.
Safari, Yahoo,
Oprah.
DuckDuckGo,
Bing.
Internet Explorer, my favorite,
Whoa.
Firefox,
Firefox.
Ask Jeeves. Is that still around
That-
anymore?
It better be.
Quora,
Quora. Whoa.
Reddit,
Reddit. Where else are we on? TikTok? No.
Insta Twitter,
Instagram.
Facebook, MySpace.
Bookface.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That one's a good one.
The interweb,
www. dot.
WWE. We're making our first professional
Yep.
experience.
We're doing a Bachelor WWE.
I think if you literally just say our names or the name of our podcast
Just ask Siri.
into the world,
Oh, yeah.
you will spawn us in front of you. We'll be there
We'll be. And we
in
will-
spirit, not
in
physically.
your mind.
In your mind, we will be there. This has been a good time.
This has been a time.
Oh, it's been one of the times for sure.
And I'm happy to say we're out.
Of ideas.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.